first say, what do we define as stars? A star is basically somebody who's popular and extremely popular, and I think Karishma, after Scoop, you became a star. People didn't have the opportunity to see you. OTT gave you that opportunity to be seen in a role that really you epitomized, and you really took that role to another level. And I think that's the brilliance of OTT, that it gives, everybody, and it gives a wide range of people. Thing is, see, with Bollywood being on screen, there are limited theatres, limited production houses, and with such as the budgets keep increasing, because we're catering to a larger market. We are catering to a market. I agree, OTT is also catering to that larger market, but OTT can afford to have, how should I say, audience brackets. Like an OTT, you will find your audience. A Bollywood film cannot afford that. We can't afford to find our audience. The theatre will kick you out. You'll be out of the theatres. There's no finding your audience, which is why the good writing is going on OTT. It's going on OTT for this reason. Because our mass audiences and mass public, yes, they're consuming OTT, yes, whatever, but for a Bollywood film, on some level, some of the really dumbest films have been the biggest hits. The biggest hits, and I won't take names, and I'm like, how is this working? Because there is an audience out there for that. Exactly, there is an audience out there for that. It might not appeal to me, because I'm an elitist audience, and I'll be honest about that. But it appeals to somebody who's giving it that 200 crores, right? So, from that note, I feel that, yes, the star system will creep into OTT. Yes, of course. The bigger the star, the more they want the stars on OTT, because even OTT now is, again, understanding what Bollywood knows, which is more subscribers, more. They all want more. Everybody wants to keep growing. It's, how much you are working on your content, no matter how hard you're working on your content, how well you're making the subject, the moment there's a star attached to it, it becomes a bigger project, So, that is the game, right? That is what commercialism is, that's what capitalism is. So, of course, it's going to creep in everywhere. It's not...
But fortunately, now, I think the audience is more content-driven, So, if they don't see that interest and that attention is not created in that first episode, they have the power to switch it off.
They reject the stars also.
Yeah, they reject the stars also. So I think content is the king.
Yeah.
Which is heartening.
I just want to add that it also depends on the algorithm set by the platform itself. So if you're going to spend money on marketing your film on an OTT platform, maybe it should be to the guy setting the parameters on that algorithm so that your film or show pops up first.
But the question I'd asked Sunny was about stardom, because if the definition of that is changing, do you feel when the finest writing and storytelling is on streaming and OTT, but from an actor's perspective, is that enough? Is that enough for a career, or are actors still aiming for the big screen? Is that still the dream?
I think that in 2025, the entire industry has done a 360. There has been so many different things that happen between studios and our OTT platforms, which makes it very difficult for a producer, a director, a writer to then get their show on an OTT platform, because it's flipped. They've literally flipped the switch, and they want to see how you perform in the theater before they want to buy your show or buy your film, which then puts producers, directors, and filmmakers who are maybe creating a lower budget film or show in such a really tricky position, because how do you take the risk of putting it in the theater when we know that the theater is not making money, but the money is in the platform, the OTT platform. So I think it's like very, very difficult, regardless of the name, because we've seen lots of films that have huge names that don't do well. We've seen, smaller budget films that have great stories and great acting, and it just blows off the charts.
I feel like this is a good time to bring up your film Kennedy, which is Anurag Kashyap's film. which was made a few years ago. I saw it at Mom. It's a very good film, and it's still not managed to find a home. And we hope that changes soon.
I needed to find a home, along with all the other actors, along with Anurag sir and everyone. We definitely want to find a home. Do you know one? Because I will personally go pitch that film.
I'll make some calls. I also wanted to ask all of you, there's this whole idea that within the industry, talent, unfortunately, isn't enough. If you're an actor, there's also the sort of the PR positioning, perception game. So I guess I want to ask all of you, what advice would you have to an upcoming actor who has the talent, maybe he's just arrived on the scene, but now needs to learn how to navigate that space?
So I would say that's not true anymore. Talent will get seen. We are in a time which is an age of social media and information. So if you have that talent, you will be seen. You will, first it used to be, अरे director के सामने आना पड़ता है actor को, producer के सामने आना पड़ता है, which is why you have those stories of I walked into a restaurant and the director spotted me and you got discovered. Nowadays, hello, Instagram, YouTube, you have YouTube, the biggest platform. Make your own movies, put it out, use a camera. If you have talent, with the kind of apps, with the kind of social media, with AI, with everything that's exploding everywhere, you will get seen. It's not any longer that this thing. So I will reject your hypothesis saying that talent is enough. It is enough. And the point is how much talent. You unfortunately can't be little talent. You need to be able to sing, you need to be able to dance, you need to be able to act, you need to be able to vocalize, you need to be able to do, to be an actor today and to be at that level, you have to be an all-rounder and you have to be that big. And now maybe you also need to learn how to direct. So, so the game is just, it's getting upped. It's not getting,
So I'll agree and disagree with this. I'll agree that you have to use all these different avenues to become popular. I'll disagree with that it just takes talent, because so many people out there that I've met and so many young people I've met who are unbelievably talented, but yet they just can't get there. And why they can't get there? Because there's a lot of things that are monopolized within the industry. And what you have to do to get that role, or what you have to say, or the people that you need to meet, or the socializing. So I'll agree and disagree, but what I do believe in, something that you said was using different platforms to gain that popularity. So when we talk about social media, we're talking about YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is not here, but Snapchat and all these different things. If you are creating this content and creating a space for yourself where your name becomes so big, or your views, then that gives a producer different brands, different companies that will want to use you. And that's something that, my company has tapped into for myself, is we use this leverage of the social media and all of the traffic that we would get to different websites, where we would, all the millions of followers. That works in my benefit, where maybe people don't think I have talent, but I do have something else in my back pocket, which is I can make you more money than somebody else can. And that's what it comes down to when, you're an artist, is how much money you're going to bring to the director, to the producer, to the brand. And if I can show that in statistical data that I can bring, X amount to you, then it's great. So all those young people build those brands and build your name and build who you are so far up there that they want to use you, because you bring something that someone else doesn't.
You can bring an audience at the very least.
Mix of both, actually.
No, but what advice do you have for someone trying to navigate that world? Which is talent is on one side.
There is no trying anymore, because they are so talented, as Tanisha said, that there are so many influencers who have now become actors because of the platform they have, and the actors are just sitting sometimes, waiting for the right project to come, and the influencers are taking it over. Why? Because they have the talent of showing and creating that content on Instagram, which we actors can't do. We are still struggling for some reason. Yeah, I'm seeing the A-listers also doing the trends because it's trending. You know, so it's a struggle for me. I mean, if tomorrow the social media shuts, I'm okay. Frankly, it's too much task and too much headache to handle all of this. But having said that, yes, talent. There's two ways to look at it. As in, there are influencers and there are newer actors who are showcasing their talent on social media. And whereas there are proper actors who are not on social media, but the producers and the platforms are finding them and giving them work because it's pure talent. So it's both ways, it works both ways.
But that's still rare. I mean, a lot of casting directors have talked about how they've been told to cast based on Instagram following. That's also the world we live in.
Based on the followers, just imagine. मतलब खत्म.
It comes down to that people get confused that the entertainment industry is all about art, but it's not. It's also about how much money you're making and what you're going to bring to the table. How many tickets are you going to sell? Because that's, what it all comes down to. We work on social media because you make money on social media. I just got an offer. I'll give you an example. I just got an offer to go to this country, and they're going to film myself and the family. And they also offered 2-3 other families, but one of those families doesn't use Instagram. So what's the point? But the name of that person is way above my name. But the thing is that those offers, don't come to all people. You have to weigh out what you want to do in life. Obviously, social media is not for you. Great, because that means I'm going to make more money.
But I have to also say that that's one thing that I feel is killing Bollywood. That it's become about numbers. It's no longer about passion. It's no longer about. There was a time when a producer used to keep his house girvi karke picture banata tha. There was so much passion. There was risk. You didn't have a choice. You had to make a film that people would love. And something that you believed in. Today, we're just making projects. There's a corporate house that's saying, "Ye Instagram followers itne hai." They're like she said, no talent. It's all about who your follower is, how's you're doing, and putting together these projects, which I feel is also killing. Why is Bollywood not working in the cinemas? Why are the South able to give hit after hit? Why are they able to bring their audiences in? Because they still are making films with passion. They believe in a project. When Rajamouli made Bahubali, nobody believed in him. They laughed at him for making a 100 crore film at that time. So, they were like, what is he doing? What is this rubbish? What is coming out of the South? And now today everybody is running that way because, so that's what I have to say about
But
social
Tanisha,
media and everything. I think that the corporates and the money, the fact that we're chasing money is actually killing the industry. So when I mean, you are all young people here today, I would say that I appeal to you all to chase passion. Bring it back. Bring back your passion to do something. Don't just do it for money. Have those integrity, values, all of those things.
But Tanisha, I want to ask you because you've also done films and you've come from that Yash Raj, exactly, that Yash Raj
I've only
era.
done films. I haven't done OTT, sorry.
Oh, you have done OTT, yes. So you've come from films and that Yash Raj era and all. Given a choice, would you get that back or just continue the way how?
My job.
Yeah,
Please.
Honestly, yes. I think the audiences want to see that. They want to go into theaters and watch amazing movies. I'm dying to go to a theater and watch a film. But unfortunately, I don't want to see some of the films that are releasing today. I just don't want to watch them. I watch the trailer and I'm like, oh God, why? I question it. But then I'm audience. I don't claim to be a filmmaker. I claim to be audience. We look at things as audience.
Unfortunately, we have a sponsored segment. We will have to wrap the conversation there. But I want to thank all of you for your time. Thank you for your perspective, and thank you for some optimism, which I think all of us could really use these days. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello? Wow, yeah. खुद की आवाज सुन के इतनी खुश हो रही हूँ. Can we please clap for all of them? What lovely answers, what bold behavior, and so stylish. Can we please clap for Sujan as well for making all of this possible. मेरा नाम प्रेरणा है और कृति है. कभी-कभी आप इतने सारे लोगों को मिलते हो करिश्मा, it is not possible to remember everyone's name. Sunny, nice to see you after so many years. Tanisha, you're looking absolutely. मेरे शब्द इधर-उधर हो गए. Spectacular. ओहो, शादी में जा रही हो, बताया भी नहीं किसकी? Doesn't matter. यार बताना नहीं था, but ठीक है. Okay, so as I said, we've got sponsors and we have some questions and very quickly I'm going to ask those questions to you. Yeah, as if बड़ा पसीना आ रहा है आपको जो. Okay, so the first question that I have is for Karishma Tanna is आपके inside jokes हो गए तो मैं अपना काम कर लूँ थोड़ा सा.
मैं बोल रही हूँ प्रेरणा क्वेश्चन पूछने वाली, that's why I'm sweating. I'm stressed.
आप sarcastic हो रही हैं. ठीक है, मुझे फिर से प्यार हो जाएगा.
ओहो,
Stop it.
आप मेरे पति के फ्रेंड हैं, मैं भूल कैसे सकती हूँ?
That is true. That is true. That is true. Can I please ask you the first question, Karishma Tanna? हंसा तो हंसा. क्या आपने कभी अपनी मुस्कुराहट को किसी को चार्म करने के लिए इस्तेमाल किया?
अभी तक कर रही हूँ.
वाह. वाह. Do you do it every time whenever you're in a fix or a soup?
Yeah, I do it all the time. जो है टैलेंट वो दिखाना चाहिए ना.
That's true.
अच्छी स्माइल है तो दिखाती हूँ.
That's true. Very good. Very nice. Sunny, this one's for you. आज की तारीख में, if there's something really tough, very difficult that's happening in your life, how difficult is it for you to smile through it all?
I think that you sometimes have no option.
Yeah.
And you have to put that smile on and you have to walk out the door and act like your entire world is completely perfect in every single way, but really you're just dying inside.
Yeah.
And I think when you work in entertainment, you don't really have that liberty to express yourself in front of people, because if you do, then you're having tantrums. If you do, then you're difficult. If you do, then you're just someone that you can't deal with this type of celebrity or actor, actress, whoever it is, entertainer. So I think it becomes very difficult for anyone to express how they really feel. Like, why can't someone just have a shitty day? And why can't we just say, I'm having a shitty day, guys? Please just give me a second. I promise I'll be fine. But that just doesn't exist. You just have to put a smile on. Later on, you can go crawl into your closet and cry your eyeballs out, or whatever it is that you need to do that helps you, release that tension. But you definitely should have those avenues when you work in this industry. Because everything is, I wouldn't say everything is so fake, but we have to act a certain way, be a certain way.
Yeah, it's an occupational hazard. What can you do? There was this one day when I was feeling extremely upset and I didn't want anybody to ask me, "Tu upset kyun hai? Tu bimar hai kya?" So from Lower Parel station to my office, I was just smiling like this and I was walking. And then they started asking me, "Are you crazy?" And I said, "Yes." Well, moving on to Tanisha.
That's an easier question to answer.
Yes.
Then how are you feeling?
Tanisha, आज if I had to ask you, पिछले 2-3 साल में आपको किसकी मुस्कुराहट पे दिल आ गया? जब मुस्कुराते हैं दिल आ जाता है. Gender no bar, industry no bar. Who is this person who really, there's a skip of a heartbeat, you know that, but very nice man. कोई नहीं. So difficult to impress Tanisha Mukherjee. It really is.
very difficult.
किसकी मुस्कुराहट जरूरी नहीं है. You're not skipping a heartbeat also.
मैं सुबह उठती हूँ और मुझे तनुजा दिखती है. Come on, look at where I come from.
Listen, let's just clap for Tanuja ma'am. इसी बात पे.
So yeah, it's very difficult to impress me, but I would say right now I'm finding very adorable, and I feel like you just feel like smiling when he smiles, is Ishan Katlan.
Yeah.
I find him very adorable. I think every time he smiles, you feel like smiling.
I'm looking from here and then मेरी आँखें अटक जाती हैं. Unfortunately, वो smile पे जाती नहीं हैं. But it's good. One day I will go there also. Just wrong, inappropriate behavior.
God, yeah, you're totally objectifying him. If you were doing that to a woman, you'd be a me too.
Listen, I managed to ask Taha a couple of minutes ago, is it okay if I objectify you? Because I need to take consent for that as well. And he said, sure, go ahead, objectify me. So I will ask Ishan as well. If anyone has Ishan's number, please do let me know.
I'm scared to give his number to you.
I'm not a stalker, yaar. Anyway, can we please clap for such lovely answers? Also, I would like to ask, क्या आपको जीवन में कभी braces थे? Did you guys either, like any of you, did you have braces in your life? You did. Yeah, and how was that experience or journey for you?
I had it as an adult, so
Yeah.
I did Invisalign, and then I still have a brace on my bottom mouth.
You do.
Yeah, on the inside.
Why is it so awkward? But confident one. Yeah, baby. Give me please clap for Karishma. Give us the I am the main character wala smile.
If I'm not the main character, I won't smile.
That's right. Sunny, these ones are for you. Your last minute.
Warning, I'm back.
Sorry.
Warning, I'm back.
Your last minute glam but flawless smile. Your last minute glam smile. Like you're just getting out of the house, you've gotten ready, everything's done, but it's still.
It's like a half smile so that I don't see any wrinkles. So it's like, you know when you smile and it's like everything's so scrunched. So that's it.
That kind of smile that you give to your competitor. You don't have competitors.
No, of course, but I don't. I'm just like, hey, like everybody's like, great, I love you.
The smile that you have to give to the director that you want to work with.
Please choose.
Please choose.
Please.
God damn. Khushi ki aansu. Can we please clap for them? Thank you very much. Now the questions that I have, courtesy of Anke. And Tanisha, ये सवाल आपके लिए सबसे पहले. और मैं बिल्कुल और देरी नहीं करना चाहती, फटाफट से खत्म कर दें ताकि आप शादी में जा सकें अपनी बेस्ट फ्रेंड की. Lingerie, I think, is still considered to be a taboo. I don't know whether or not you agree to this. And if you think it's still a taboo, how do you think do we need to just end the taboo once and for all? Lingerie, the word lingerie or discussing lingerie in general is still considered to be a taboo.
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm asking you.
Honestly, आज के ज़माने में मुझे लगता है कि Gen Z तो lingerie पहन के वर्कआउट के लिए जाते हैं क्योंकि they're wearing sports bras and pants. So at least in cities.
Yes.
Again, मैं कहूँगी कि ये बहुत city perspective है क्योंकि we live in cities. But in the small towns, for sure, I'm sure it is a bit of a taboo.
Yeah.
मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ये taboo completely निकलना चाहिए क्योंकि उसमें ही वो थोड़ा जो छुपा के रखते हैं उसमें ही तो सेक्सी फील होता है. अगर हम सारे मर्दों के सामने हमारी सारे lingerie के बातें करना शुरू कर लेंगे तो I'm sorry but I feel like the charm and the sexiness of the lingerie will go away.
Right.
So I think amongst your girlfriends, mothers, family people, I think it should be totally fine and it should become more open about these things, especially with women and bra sizes and things like that because a lot of women don't know.
Yeah.
And बहुत सारी बच्चियां हैं जिनको पता भी नहीं है, उनकी माओं को भी पता नहीं है, तो you know, it's more of an education.
Sure.
But I look at that as undergarments and not lingerie. Lingerie is more sexiness, seductiveness, all of that. So I think you know that little bit of hidden is nice.
That demarcation actually that you did about the undergarments and the lingerie, I think that was most important for me right now because otherwise I was going to get into a debate as to ye bhi to kapda hai, why shouldn't we talk about it? But I think you've described it pretty well. So
Exactly.
have a nice round of applause for Tanisha. So Sawal Karishma, aapko kya hai? What would you say to someone who thinks lingerie is only for a certain body type? What would you say to someone who thinks lingerie is only a certain body type?
I don't think so that's the case because if you see any PR or marketing now they're not taking only the models, they're taking extra large, you know, large, so they understand that it's for all body types. So I don't think so that is the case anymore because I think extra large is also very sexy. It's the way you carry it and the confidence you have in your attitude that says it all. So,
Yes. I think earlier I used to be very conscious of my thick thighs and I think 2025 is like, thighs, it's gotta be thick.
Sexy, ma'am. Look at you.
This is what I wanted. I was just wishing for a compliment. Sunny, this one's for you. Your body, your rules, your lingerie. What message do you want to send to the next generation?
I think for the next generation, you guys are on the right track to expressing yourselves, doing things that you want to do, and being who you want to be. That's the most amazing thing about these next generations, is that they are very headstrong, that everything is my way. I can do things the way that I want to. It's my body, my choice, how I feel. I'm okay to express, mental health is also one of those things, or how you want to dress.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important when you're around, the next generation, is to explain to them that it's okay for us to, express ourselves, even if it means that your bra strap is hanging out.
Yeah.
It's your choice how you want to be. Everybody has their own opinions. Everybody lives their own life. We have to answer to certain people, or maybe we don't have to answer to certain people.
Sure.
But you should feel beautiful inside and out, and don't stop. And I think there's men lingerie too, so it's okay for guys to wear lingerie.
Of course.
What?
That was never, it was never out of the question. I think everyone looks sexy in
It's not
lingerie,
only
just like
about
Anisha
it's not
mentioned.
only about the girls, guys. It's also about our viewing as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, absolutely. We have eyes too, and feelings too. Can we please clap because we've got hands too? And then we also have handfuls from Nestera, for all of them. And Suchin, thank you so much for the patience, for hanging around and smiling through all these questions. Tanisha, Karishma, Sunny, thank you so much. Hello.
Yeah, I got my voice back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I honestly feel that this round of discussion has been the most controversial and tongue-in-cheek discussion and dialogue that we have had so far. We had three bold and beautiful ladies, and it was very nicely navigated by Suchin out there. We're going to move forward, and there are going to be a lot more conversations, but also many more surprises for all of you sitting over here. I'm going to come to the surprise part very, very soon, but I just want to take this moment to reintroduce myself. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Madiha Khan. I am an MC, I'm a journalist, and I am an author. And the number of times that I've wondered how soon is it going to be before AI takes over my job as an MC, as a journalist, and as an author is not even funny. There's no denying the fact that artificial intelligence is here to stay. But as AI becomes a reality and starts to catch the fancy of filmmakers and storytellers alike, does it pose a risk to creative minds, especially filmmakers, actors, and writers? Where does the future lie? How artificial shall our world be with AI? We discuss the same in our next session. Fixed Derma presents the tectonic shift, pros and cons, with super talented panelists. We've got Zaid Khan, Nikita Datta, Shalini Pasi, and Rochelle Mehrotra, the founder and CEO of Fixed Derma. And this session is going to be moderated by the very talented Nina Iyer. I request all of our panelists and moderator, please join me on stage. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, refreshing your memory a little, a lot of discussion to do with artificial intelligence. The more they simplify our lives, the more they make our jobs and our futures complex. It is a very important dialogue that we all need to have. So I am going to once again call all of our panelists onto the stage. We are going to discuss the pros and cons of having AI into our lives. So here, ladies and gentlemen, we have Zaid Khan, Nikita Datta, Shalini Pasi, and Rochelle Mehrotra, the founder and CEO of Fixed Derma, on the panel with us. which is going to be moderated by Meena Iyer. The moment, ladies and gentlemen, that we all have been waiting for has arrived. Please welcome Meena Iyer. Shalini Basi, a huge round of applause for her, please. Ms. Shelly Melota, the founder and CEO of Fixderma. Nikita Datta. And while we wait for Zayed to join us, I think this is a very good cue for us to start. What do you say, Meena?
Yes, absolutely. Zayed, right here.
Okay, so I'm going to push him from there.
Hi everyone. Today our panelists are here and I am too to discuss what everybody loves, AI. So guys, basically the question is, we can't wish AI away. So what we want to know is it going to be a boon or is it going to be a bane? If you can start.
So, do you want to know the good news or the bad news?
You can start with the good one.
So, the good news is, I think it's coming, but not anytime soon. It's going to be about 5, 7, 8 years before it becomes actually very relevant to how the industry functions. The bad news, it's coming. And I think what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to have to re-understand how they're going to take towards acting especially, and how they're going to take towards a lot of technical verticals that are there in film. So yeah, it's a good time, great time, but at the same time it's a time to adapt, because it is coming.
Absolutely, yeah. Any of you ladies would like to add to
Yeah,
that?
definitely. I think it's a blessing. So, if you remember, when pager came and then the mobile came, right? Now we have all cell phones and they are getting tinier and tinier. And if you remember, go back and think of the boxes, the TV boxes, and now we have smart TVs. So it's keep changing. And when Google came, I remember there were a lot of panels and discussions that now there won't be any textbooks, right? There won't be any schools because Google answers everything. So I feel AI is good, it's definitely a blessing, but it depends how it will evolve in future. So we'll see.
So, like everything else, of course, there's been a lot of debate from black and white to color, but for me, cutting it really quick to say that India being such a huge population, sectors like medical as well as schools, education are two sectors which can actually benefit, because one, in India, medical is something which not everybody has access to. So if that can be used and it is already being implemented, rather than a person going from various doctors, and AI is able to combine all that data and in a fraction of the price which would actually take, it would really help the health sector in India, and also education, because our villages don't have teachers who are present at the time. So there's so much challenges there. So I think these two sectors can really benefit. What I read recently that leaders from the countries getting together and figuring out, do we allow, how do we stop AI accessing nuclear codes? So it's really a very thin line, and that can be taken care by implementing very strong laws when it comes to AI. But the bigger challenge will be that will every country comply to those laws, and how do we go about it? So I think the leaders across the world, they have their task cut out for them to figure this one out. Okay, now we have actors here on stage, you too. So I basically want to know, do actors see AI as a threat? Will, IPR and copyright of actors, become a bigger issue? Because with the coming days, you can have somebody imitate you or you can have somebody impersonate you, either way. So I would love to know from you, Nikita, what are your thoughts on this?
I was waiting for you to come to the film part of AI because that's what we're here to speak about. So I'll tell you there are two aspects to this. One is where we talk about how it can be misused. Where today I could do something and my face could be, there's a deep fake if you know about, I could be replaced with my own self. They would say we don't need you anymore. We can just use your face and we can get the work done. So there is one aspect which is basically this. And then comes not just with actors but with multiple other sub-professions that are there in the industry, from singers to writers, who again can be replaced for their job because they can just get AI to do it. So these are the two worrisome factors which I see with AI. And I think there's a lot of evolution that we need to go through when it comes to how this needs to be tackled. We still don't have laws in place because it's not as widespread yet. We're still discovering, we're still finding our way out over there. So there needs to be some kind of law enforcement that comes in when it comes to the use of AI, what can be done, what can't be done, which I think will eventually happen. And then comes the part where you can just replace them and get the job done by just AI and not have writers. You come from the world of journalism, you know the importance of writers and what you bring to the table. And there's something very interesting. Recently there was a strike in Hollywood that happened where all the writers went on strike. Yeah. And at that time, people actually said that we won't increase their pay. We'll just start getting things done from AI. And a lot of people said, no, this can't happen, we should get back to work. Of course, there's some kind of insecurity. There was this one girl who held a protest board that said, you can get AI to do our job, but who is going to bring the emotional baggage to your stories? So, when we actors, we writers, we musicians, all of us, when we come and we give it us, when we give whatever we do, at that time we are bringing all this with us. And that's something AI can't do. So when it comes to AI replacing the human in any form, I don't think that can happen. They're never going to be able to do what we do because we do this with our experience, we do this with our emotional intelligence. And that's not AI. So I guess somewhere you find the balance, you figure out how to fit AI with our lives, how to use it in the right way. You have laws in place that make you not misuse it, as you're rightly saying about somebody else doing your job. So all of this needs to be figured out with time.
I would like to add to what Nikki said. I agree with a lot of what you said, Nikki, about the emotional quotient version. But the truth is that, you see, as we speak, there are movies that are actually speaking one language and simultaneously, in context, with the same connotation, that actor's voice is now being AI'd into all languages, with the connotation, the feelings, the aesthetics, the culture, everything. So, we are heading into a place of that. Now, the other thing is that, you see, you're gonna have to build a brand as an actor. You're gonna have to build yourself to be a brand, because at some point in time, your brand is going to be on the virtual world, and you're going to be sleeping and doing movies without you really being on set. So your avatar is going to replace you on a lot of things. So are they going to get all this emotions? It's going to take time, because you see right now, if you see anybody's AI presentation, there's very little stock that's going around, and you'll see a lot of files and a lot of data that's pretty much the same. So we built an entire ecosystem with Google and Meta and all of that. An ecosystem will be built over time for AI to pick it up from the cloud and make those things really happen. So, yeah, for an actor, it is like a decade down. I don't know what acting will be as a career, but yeah, let's see.
I wouldn't say acting is going to compete. I'm so sorry. I'll just add on to what Zayed said. I don't think acting can ever go out as a career. I very strongly believe in that because if you see back in the day, it was always first theatre and then cinema came in. And when with cinema, there was animation that was introduced. And at that time, everybody thought who's going to watch this. And you see how animation has progressed today. There's 3D and there's all sorts of, there's a whole market out there for animation. But that does not mean that the market for cinema or for theatre has gone anywhere. There's also still a huge market for that.
Nikki, you don't have to be worried because you're already a brand. But with the next gen will have to be worried, trust me.
I'm just saying that, like, I don't think actors should feel insecure if they're doing it the right way, because that's here to stay. I mean, our takes are never the same. After every cut, when we repeat a take, we are doing it in a different way. We can never replicate our own takes. So that's always going to be the way. We are going to always bring that to the table, which AI can't.
And I think I completely resonate with both of them, Chad and Vicky, because being an entrepreneur and we have a lot of products and we need smart and pretty faces like you to endorse the product. So I'll just give you an example. Like we had Baman Irani for one of our products. It's for neglect and acanthosis. It's a problem. You have dark elbows and patches. So he's done a fantastic job. He's our brand ambassador for that product. And I don't think the kind of credibility he carries because he has done some amazing movies. And AI model can do it. Because the emotions and the way he has delivered it, it's amazing. So I don't see any threat to the...
So I'll just add to that. So God made man in his image. Man is making AI in his. So it's a watered down version. Okay, it will take time for it to like become sentinel and for it to like actually reason and think and give emotions. But you must understand that every 5 years, fashion changes, lingo changes, ethics change, the way people see happiness, sadness, sorrow, fear, all of these things are changing. So you will need humans to understand at what point of evolution are we for even AI to depict, a one-line script, as to how they're going to.
So I was recently, when I was invited to this panel, I was quite surprised with the topic. And I mean, my interest in cinema is just starting. I have been with this medium for very long, but I came across some information which was like the accent of the actress in the film Brutalist was actually improved by AI. There were a couple of, I think Tom Hanks and another, they were, not Tom Hanks, I think one of the actors in another film, they were, de-aged, as they say, to show the entire story rather than spending hours on makeup and prosthetics. So AI is being used, of course. Also, AI is using the information that we have created. They are mastering it, perfecting the scenes, the lighting, but they're not being able to create anything over that. Suppose Picasso created a painting, but AI will copy it, but not be able to create anything further. So the idea is that AI will reach a level where it will copy, like what happened with the Ghibli studio, and it is absolutely not correct. But it can master it and reproduce it. But will it be able to create something new? That we do not know right now, and hopefully not.
Shalini, that's a very passionate thing that you're saying, but I beg to differ. Once AI becomes sentinel, which means what answer you want, and that will measure from person to person. So we are still the masters of AI individually. We're like a drop of the ocean, but we're still part of the ocean. Yeah. But I thank you for what you said, because a lot of people are actually thinking down that line, and it might not be so.
You know what you rightly said, that of course it's being used to make our films better, to correct certain things which ideally you would struggle to correct. But even after all of that, today you have, in spite of all the lighting and the editing, you still have films that try and make it, like they try to go the wrong way. You have films that choose not to light a frame. You have films that choose not to probably cut a take. You have films like that as well, and that's a different side of
filmmaking. Like if I have to name Adolescence is one of the shows which is shot in a single take. They've not used any external lighting. They have the option available, but they've chosen not to use it. I feel like similarly, there will be filmmakers who will say that no, we don't want to use this. We have this available, but we want to do this the real way, and this is how we want our film to look. So I feel like that difference certainly will be visible to the
So
audience.
the issue is also not just what anybody wants creatively. I'm a very creative person. I've painted all my life. I love to do things rather than do anything to the computer or whatever. But it's not going to be cost effective anymore to actually probably have physical lighting. So that is also one of the issues. Like probably there'll be studios who would want to, like a director would want, I want a real actor, but there's, we don't have the money for it. So there's so much dilemma to that as well.
Of course, that's of course there. I'm saying there are
Cost
people
effective.
who
Like
choose to go the hard way.
ultimately it will come
Literally.
down to somebody saying that I would like, this is what I like, and there'll always be someone, and then the trend will start. So I know.
So cost effectiveness will actually determine on how popular you are. Okay, it's as simple as that. So the more popular you are, so the more costs can be administered to any kind of project. So now how you get popular is different. So that's pretty
So
much.
guys, the takeaway from today's conversation basically was very reassuring in the sense we are still masters of AI. AI is not our master.
And you know, in,
And
our case, we need
Yeah.
the real skin.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if someone has pigmentation on the face, we need a real human to show the, you know, how it has progressed, how our product has worked on the. I don't think AI is going to help us in that.
Yes. So thank you so much for this, everyone. And I think with this we'll wrap. Yeah. Thank you so
Thank you, thank you, thank you guys, thank you so much.
Hi, check. Hi. That was a very interesting conversation, and I'm sorry I just barged in. Like, I'm an uninvited member to this marriage wedding celebration. My name is Prema. Can you please have a huge round of applause for Zahid Khan, for Nikita, Shalini Bhasa, for all of you all on this panel. And I don't know what I have to ask Zahid कि इस त्वचा का राज now we should find out from it. You're glowing like no one's business. I don't look at the sun anymore. I feel like I should put a sunscreen when I'm looking at you. Stop it. Stop. No, I'm not. I'm just impressed and in love, maybe. Okay, listen. Because we're here at the Bollywood Hangama Style Icons Summit and Awards, we have sponsors who make this possible as well. And there are a few questions I'd like to ask you, which you could answer with utmost honesty, Shalini, like you normally do, in your most zen tarika. So, मेरा सबसे पहला सवाल actually आप सबके लिए है, and this is for everyone's skincare routine to be so nice and amazing. 3 skincare products that are always in your vanity, Zahid. Which ones would they be?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. What?
3. Are you falling in love with me at the same time?
I like your voice.
Alright. Cool, that's the plan. Alright. 3 skincare products which are always in your vanity.
Whew. A deep clean facial wash. I think that's a nice cream, man. I mean, I'm not too finicky with like too much product, honestly.
Yeah.
Just work out and get up in the morning and do the same thing again and again, and you'll have great skin, trust me.
I thought maybe you were just saying cucumbers, cut them and put them on my face or something. And
That does work. Cucumbers do work. I mean,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
of course, I mean, if you go to see that, there's so many kind of things that you can utilize. Because cucumbers basically, osmosis process happens, right? They suck out all the stuff from your dark circles and all that. So a lot of things can be utilized, but just have a good diet more than anything else.
Yeah. I like the way you just through osmosis. And I'm like, that's the word of the day for me. Nikita, ये सवाल आपके लिए है. One skin concern you would wish that would vanish.
I think because I suffer from that, a dry skin concern.
Yeah.
I have a very dry skin. I really wish that would just disappear. Every time I go to a place which is a slightly colder place,
Yeah.
winters come in,
Yeah.
and there I have my skin flaking. So I really wish I could just get rid of the dry skin.
Yeah. Not so much removing makeup once you reach home. That's
I think that's okay.
That's
That's a
all.
part of the routine, yeah.
Great, super. I love it how we welcome everything that is a part of our routine. Shalini, आपके लिए skincare that you absolutely do not understand.
That I don't understand.
No. Any trend which is trending and you're like, "ये क्या फालतू की रील है?"
I'm quite a product junkie,
Yeah.
but I'm very selective also. I don't understand this this whole thing about the Korean glass skin.
Yeah.
Because there's just too many, there's just too many things happening, and anything has to last your lifetime. You are not going to be, if you do too much, you're going to look great in your 20s, 30s, but what happens? I'm 50 years old, so I want to look good for the rest of my life. So you cannot do anything, you should not do anything, try anything very drastic. Yeah.
Shalini is 50, guys. Can we just like tattoo that on my? I'm going to tattoo it on my arm. What is this tattoo? Shalini पास 50 साल की है. धुतकार है तुम पर. Because they give such lovely answers, can we please have hampers from Fixed Derma for Zayed Khan, for Nikita Datta, and for Shalini Pasi? Can we quickly bring them in so we can ask more questions? फटाफट से देते जाओ. I'm feeling like Santa Claus today. Christmas has come early. Super stuff. Okay, now this question is for Zayed. Zayed, आपके लिए सवाल है. Who is the chief source of joy in your life?
Myself.
I love that. So Geet from Jab We Met. You love yourself. Out of 10, how much do you love yourself? Like, would you rate it at 8, a 9, a 10, an 11? मुझे दे दो. मैं दे दूँगी.
Well, I mean,
12 or 10, he loves us.
Nikki,
You give yourself
but I mean, quite honestly, charity starts with yourself.
Yes.
So if you're charitable to yourself, the ripple effects that people you love will follow.
Yeah.
And they will get that. So yeah, man, it's important to have self-care and love yourself. So like I would agree with Nikki, close, what she said.
Lovely. And it's good. I'm obsessed with you. You should be obsessed with you too.
Obsessed is a different word.
I'm just kidding. But lovely answer. This one's for you. A chief source of joy for Zayed is Zayed himself, and this red chief hamper is
Red chief. Oh.
That's absolutely correct. For Nikita and Shalini, there are 2 questions. This is in regards with flowers in general, so that ferns and petals की तरफ से आपके पास में हैंपर आ पाए, लेकिन उसके लिए आपको जवाब बहुत ही अच्छा सा देना पड़ेगा. So here's a lot of pressure, not at all. निकिता, ये सवाल आपके लिए. जब कोई आपको फूल गिफ्ट करता है, आपको खुशी होती है या आपको लगता है this is a waste of time?
Yeah, I always see the color of the flower. I'm like, ये कौन से रंग का फूल दिया है मुझे? उससे आइडिया पता चलेगा कि ये उनके दिमाग में क्या चल रहा है, क्यों ये फूल आए.
Listen, तो आप मुझे बताइए, फाइनली हम ये क्लैरिफाई कर देते हैं. लाल फूल मतलब प्यार.
100%.
सफेद?
सफेद is peace. झगड़ा हुआ है तो then सफेद. Pink is I like you.
Crush.
Crush, yeah.
Yellow?
Friends.
Blue?
Does it exist?
कहीं ना कहीं exist करता होगा.
Then I have a better choice.
Can we please clap for Nikita? One for in petal hamper for Nikita. Shalini, ये सवाल आपके लिए है. आपका घर बहुत बड़ा है, हमने देखा हुआ है. आपके घर में कितने बुकेज होंगे? गिनकर. या कितने वाज?
I have 64 vases in my house.
64 vases. 50-year-old Shalini Pasi looks like 18 years old. Can we please clap for Shalini? Shalini, क्या आप हैंडपिक करती हैं जो फूल आपको लगाने हैं या फिर?
Yes. सबसे पहले जब मैं घर में शिफ्ट हुई थी तो बाहर से मैंने फ्लावर्स मंगवाए थे और उन्होंने कहा था हम आके लगाएंगे.
जी.
तो उन्होंने पूरे लगा दिए थे घर में. और ये पार्टी से 1 घंटा पहले वो नीचे आई, वो बिल्कुल शादी वाले अरेंजमेंट्स थे. फिर मैंने और मेरी टीम ने पूरा चेंज करा 1 घंटा में. और उसके बाद में मेरे हाथ कट गए थे, पार्टी में हाथ नहीं धो रहे थे. मैंने वाइट ड्रेस पहनी. उसके बाद से हमने पिक्चर्स लेके रखते हैं. हम पहले 1 दिन पहले सेटअप करते हैं.
Wow. Your life is a lot of work, but you make it look very effortless.
मेरे को बिजी रहने में अच्छा लगता है, कुछ ना कुछ करते रहने में.
मैं किसी दिन ये सवाल शालिनी पासी से जरूर पूछूंगी. What exactly do I need to do to be friends with her, but not right now because we're cutting short in time. Can you please
Just
have
need to tell me how beautiful I am.
You're so gorgeous, man. I can come down on one knee ऐसे आप इतनी खूबसूरत हो, पागल हो रही हूँ. मैं सबके लिए पागल हो रही हूँ. You शायद कहेंगे तुम तो यार डबल ढोल की इंसान हो. अभी मेरे पीछे पागल हो रही थी. आप शालिनी के पीछे पागल हो रही. Can you please have the phone and petal hamper for Shalini Pasi? Can you please have a huge round of applause for all the patience you are showing on the stage? My name is Prerna and you are at Bollywood Hangama. You're clapping. You have a question. You you have pink rose? Is that for Zayed, for me, for Nikita, for Zayed? That's pink, that's for crush. Because थोड़ा सा सफेद.
It's also white. What piece do you have?
Come quickly. So sweet. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Shani, and this is for you from all of us who are truly a fan of yours. You know, you have literally made us smile and well now. So thank you so much.
I'm going to do this for you.
Oh my God!
Thank you so much. ज़्यादा नज़दीक मत आओ, तुम बैठो वहाँ जाके.
And I'm not so really, but just for you. चलो जैसे हवाएं सनम सनम. Thank you.
मैं नाचने लगी थी, शाही गाना बंद कर दिए. आइए बैठिए. Can we please clap for शाही? शाही का पता चल गया मुझे. तुमने वहाँ से फूल उठाया. मुझे लगा तुम घर से लेके आई हो. मेरा रिस्पेक्ट इतना ऊंचा हो गया था आपके लिए. Next time. सबके पास next time नहीं होता है. Lakshman, can we please clap for this panel? My name is Prima. Thank you very much. Madhya, can we call you on stage?
Oh, I have my voice, ladies and gentlemen. A huge round of applause for Prerna first. She's so very entertaining every single time she's on the stage. It's filled with color and laughter, and of course for our panel. And what a great conversation, starting off with Zayed, Nikita, Shelly, Shalini, and Meena, beautifully curated. A huge round of applause for our panel and our moderator. Can I get volume in this mic number 4? Hug. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are all set for the next dialogue that we are going to witness over here on stage. And before I move forward, I have a few set of disclaimers that I want to give to every single person who is listening to us right now. Okay, so my round of disclaimer comes in now for all the people who are here in attendance. I have been mentioning to all of you that I do not just have stimulating conversations lined up for all of you, but I also have a lot of surprises. So the surprises are going to pour in, but we need to be prepared to receive the surprises also, right? So I'm going to give quick round of disclaimers. This is a very good time for all of you to get your energy up, to grab the happy dry fruits that are there kept on your table, to grab a bottle of water, to get all of your beverages of choice that are going to happen, because for the next few minutes, your eyes, your mind, and every single attentive organ of your body is going to be trained towards this stage. I will let you all know what is going to really happen onto the stage. As you can see, we are prepping up and we are preparing a surprise for all of you. Before that happens, I absolutely do not like